Welcome back now to 2016 presidential campaign and Senator Rand Paul's appearance on the Today Show this morning. Savannah Guthrie asked Mr. Paul whether he's changed his position on some key policy issues.
You once said Iran was not a threat. Now you say it is. You once proposed ending foreign aid to Israel. You now support it, at least for the time being. And you once offered to drastically cut. Once drastically wanted to cut defense spending, and now you want to increase it 16%. So I just wonder if you've mellowed out.
Why don't you let me explain instead of talking over me, okay? Before we go through a litany of things you say I've changed on, why don't you ask me a question? Have I changed my opinion on? That would be sort of a better way to approach an interview.
Okay.
No.
Is Iran still not a threat?
You've editorialized. No. Listen. You've editorialized. Let me answer a question. You ask a question and you say, have your views changed, instead of editorializing and saying my views have changed.
Joining me live now, Roger Simon, chief political columnist for Politico, also 2012 Libertarian Party candidate and president and former two-term Republican governor of New Mexico, Gary Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. Governor, let me start with you. You know, Savannah Guthrie laid out things actually said by Senator Paul compared to other things that he said on undocumented interviews. He never addressed those differences. He referred to Iran as not being a threat, saying that they could barely make their own gasoline. Now we know where he stands with sanctions, for example. He also, in a budget plan, wanted to cut aid to Israel later on, saying that that was not the case. Are those not changes in policy?
Well, clearly, and you know, Rand Paul is engaged right now in trying to get the Republican nomination, so that involves having to pander, if you will, to the right, and these are issues that are really important to the right. Republicans are all about a balanced budget, all about cutting spending, but not when it comes to the military. You know, that it just doesn't fit.
So do you believe that he is, like so many others, trying to have it both ways? In one respect, he wants to have the libertarian slice of the pie, but he knows to win that primary, he must say different things, even if it truly is a change in policy that he may not, at least today, be willing to admit?
Well, he's probably not the only one guilty of that when it comes to Republicans trying to get the nomination. I mean, Republicans that are trying to get the nomination for president really have to cater to the right, and so when it comes to libertarian ideas, you know, the areas where he's crossways is marriage equality, woman's right to choose, building a fence across the border. I think that that's really crossways with libertarian ideas. Military intervention, you know, let's stop with the military interventions. Let's balance the federal budget, and that does mean cutting the military. So there are a number of areas where he is crossways with libertarian ideas, beliefs, but he is out there trying to get the nomination from the Republican Party, and this is what that involves.
So, Roger Simon, let me bring you in your thoughts here. I mean, there were very specific things that Savannah laid out, and as she pointed out, his own comments, things that are on record. He, as we often see, people accuse you of talking over them and not letting them finish. She then asked him to finish, and he did not.
You don't win battles with the press that way. You know, running for president is unlike running for any other office. He is a first-term senator. He's run once. He's never run for president. He's not used to the treatment he's going to get. And he's going to get what I think was a totally fair a litany of questions by Savannah Guthrie, and he's going to have to answer them. If he's going to stop and fight with the press every time they bring up his record, he will never get a chance to present his views to the American people.
But I get what you're saying. This is the first time around as far as running for president, but he watched his father run 3 times. And while his father is not playing a major role, as pointed out by the New York Times and others, he was pretty much silent yesterday. He's seen the game played.
He has seen the game played, but don't forget his father was always treated as somewhat of an exotic candidate. He had these libertarian views. He presented them very clearly. In the debates, there was no mistaking where he stood. But where he failed was no one could imagine him sitting in the Oval Office behind that desk. Rand Paul must not only lay out his positions, but present an image that is presidential. You can imagine him making decisions that affect your life, the lives of your family, the lives of everybody on this planet. And you don't present that image by getting into bickering with reporters.
Let me play just where he did clarify his position on aid to Israel and on Iran. Here's what happened on today's show.
My opinion is not any different than Netanyahu's opinion. When he came before a joint session of Congress in 1996, he said, you know what, eventually Israel ought to also be independent of it, and that Israel's defense may be stronger because then they wouldn't be forced to buy defense products from outside the country.
Do you still think Iran is not a threat, as you said in 2007?
Yeah. 2007 was a long time ago, and events do change over long periods of time. So we're talking about 8 years ago. We're talking about a time when I wasn't running for office and I was helping someone else run for office. What I would say is that there has always been a threat of Iran gaining nuclear weapons, and I think that's greater now than it was many years ago.
Governor Johnson, as a 2012 Libertarian Party candidate, are you worried that that Libertarian part of Senator Paul will disappear?
Well, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm heartened by the fact that there's attention being given to what it is to be a libertarian. And like I say, I would just like to point out that when it comes to immigration, when it comes to marriage equality, when it comes to drug policy, balancing the federal budget, I mean, woman's right to choose, these are libertarian positions that libertarians have had since the inception of the Libertarian Party. I think they're most reflective of Americans and their beliefs today. And right now, Senator Paul is a social conservative. And conservative for Republicans has come to mean social conservative, not its roots, which is limiting government, freedom and limiting government.
Governor, thank you so much for your time. We're out of time, and Roger, greatly appreciate you joining us. I'd love to talk more with both of you very soon. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up, was there a mistake with the new Maya Angelou tribute stamp? The stamp was created in her honor. It shows a beautiful picture with a quote that is also very lovely, but is it her quote? The post office is standing behind their decision to keep the stamp the way it is. It is our News Nation Gut Check.